I use a GoPro camera to record my motorcycling trips, and I've got some decent footage, but it's always caused me a problem, especially how to attach an external microphone. So I think I finally found a way of doing that quite neatly, and so I'm going to show you in this video how I've connected an external microphone to the camera and how I've attached that to my crash helmet. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I mount this GoPro Hero 7 Black onto my crash helmet and how I use it with an external mic. Obviously an external mic is useful if you want to sight it somewhere to cut out wind noise, and also if you want to add commentary from inside your crash helmet. And the problem with the GoPro is you need this external box in order to attach an external microphone. So what happens is you connect the microphone in here and then you plug this external box into the side of the camera. But somehow you've got to mount this onto your crash helmet or somewhere else on your bike, and it makes it very difficult. So what I've found is this product here from Ulandi, and I'll put a link in the comments. And what happens is the camera sits in here, and then this external box goes into the bottom of the unit and plugs into the side of the camera, and then the microphone simply plugs in to the bottom of that unit. There's a little bracket here to keep the camera inside, and now you've got a single unit which is much easier to mount. One thing to note here is that you must have the correct external microphone with 2 black rings on the connector here. If you try and connect an external microphone with 3 black rings, then it's just not going to work. So I've got an adapter here which adapts it from 3 down to 2, and then that will work nicely. Or I have a mono microphone here which works perfectly well with a single black ring on it there, and that works just as well. So I'm going to show you next how I mount this camera onto my AGV crash helmet. So this is my AGV crash helmet, and in the past I've mounted GoPro cameras on the top or on the side, but what I've done recently is to mount the GoPro on the front, which has several advantages which I'll go into in a second. And here's what I've done. I've used a number of GoPro connectors, just standard items, to produce an arm, which then connects into this stuck-on unit on the side of the crash helmet and simply clips into place there. And now I've got the GoPro mounted on the front. So the big advantage of this is that you can see a bit of the screen on the back of the camera, so you know if the camera is recording or not. The touch on the button with gloves on is a little unreliable. The commands, GoPro capture, GoPro stop, are also not reliable. So you don't know if your command has actually been received or not. And so by actually being able to see the screen, you can see the red light flashing and you know if the camera is recording or not. The other benefit with this position is that it's quite easy to install the external microphone inside the camera, inside the crash helmet. So here I have a very simple mono external microphone with that single black ring on it. What I can do is pass that up through there, plug the external microphone into the side of the camera, and then I've wrapped the cable in a reusable cable tie, which is made of Velcro. So that's got all the cable nice and neat, and also gives me plenty of Velcro, so I can then mount that microphone inside the front of the crash helmet, nice and close to my mouth. I've put some Velcro stick-on tabs in the front there, and so that will just stick there and be very close to my mouth and pick up the sound. So here's my crash helmet with the GoPro Hero 7 installed on the front. As I said before, with the camera installed in that position, you can see the top of the screen at the back. You can see if the camera is recording or not, and it's very easy to route that cable inside the crash helmet. So I hope you found that helpful to see how I mounted the camera on my crash helmet. I've got some external footage here to show you what it looks like with the camera recording in that position. Let's have a look. As you can see, you get a good field of view from the camera in this